Good evening, Chameleon Academy. Welcome here to today's episode. Is going to be a New Year's episode, so it's going to be a laid back. This is a live session, and so you can see those of you who are watching this afterwards. You can just pull up the live chat and see how the people are talking as we go. And today we're going to be going over what we have done in the Chameleon Academy in the over 2024. And what's coming up for everyone in 2025. And so welcome everybody. Very good to see you all here joining me for this New Year's Eve. And of course, I've got with me a little bit of bubbly, but since I'm strictly professional, it's Sprite, but it's bubbly. Okay, let's see, Dan. It's got 3 Honelli, 3 helmeted chameleons. That is excellent. We need more people that need Honelli, that have Honelli in the world. The helmeted chameleon is a little live bear from Kenya, and it also comes from Uganda, but we don't get anything from Uganda. So we get the specimens from Kenya, and the challenging thing of the Kenyan, the Honelli, is that there's so many different locales. And so when we get them, they're not labeled. And so we've got to figure out what they are, and that's not easy. But we definitely need more people working with that wonderful, wonderful little species. And Bill, you sound like, it sounds like I'm in the bathroom. All right. How do I sound now, everybody? That should fix it. Let's see. Sorry about that, everyone. Fixing that audio now. Let me know if I've figured it out. Hey, hello, Dean and Dylan. Jay Breezy, can you get out when you're Panthers? Jay, you know what? Ironically, Panthers, when I bring out chameleons, it really doesn't go well on camera. You would think that they would do great, but they don't pose well, and the camera doesn't focus on them well. It's actually kind of disappointing. But every now and then I'll bring one out. But I don't have a panther here in this room today. So, let's see. Bill, Nate is asking, Bill, can the Honelli locale be added to the species profile, even if it's work in progress? That is possible. It's possible. You'd be surprised at how difficult it is because we actually don't have official locales. So we just kind of arbitrarily decide, okay, this is the yellowhead, and we think that it's from this area. And so coming up with an actual guide that is anything but arbitrary is going to be challenging. Now, that doesn't mean we can't do it. It just means that it's not straightforward. And I'd have to do some consultation with probably Jan Stapala. Dr. Stapala is the one to do it with. And so we'd see, I'll look into it and see if this is how reasonable this is. Unfortunately, Honelli is it's not very distinct as to, okay, like the Machacos Hills Jackson's chameleon and the Xantholophus, easy to figure that out. But Honelli, they are not kind to us. So, see, Matthew's asking, next week, will there be a meeting or are you in Madagascar? My friends, I am in Madagascar. This will be the last show until the end of January. I will be sending out a newsletter. So if you are not on the newsletter, please sign up with the newsletter. Just go to chameleonacademy.com and sign up for the newsletter. That's the best way to hear about what's going on. I'm going to send a newsletter when I'm in Madagascar, just because it would be special for me to be able to do that. So I want to send out a newsletter when I'm in Madagascar. It'll be a short one, I'm sure. And then when I get back, I will send out a schedule in the newsletter, and that's the best way to see the newsletter. Now, as far as seeing what's going on in Madagascar, I'm going to mostly be on the virtual campus, Chameleon Academy virtual campus, and on YouTube. So that's probably just keep your eye on that. James is going to be, I believe, Facebook and Instagram, and so we're going to try to cover the social medias. But yeah, let's see. 2024 was about releasing the fog. Now Bill ends with his plants outgrowing his custom enclosures. What's the plant in the? Oh yes, I'm redoing this cage, and until then, this guy's coming out. This is a Nanook, a Tradescantia, and variety is Nanook. It's a pink, formerly known as Wandering Jew. Reptilian 23, are you going to be at the Pomona Reptile Show in a few weeks? Reptilian, no, I will not be able to go to the Pomona show because I am going to be in Madagascar. But Yvette will be there, so you can keep an eye out for Misty Mountain fans. She's not there as a vendor. She's just there, going to be walking around. And so if you know what she looks like, she's been on here a number of times, go up and say hello. So Liza Ann says, Bill, can you make a Parsons care sheet? That is on the list for 2025. I'm going to be doing, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I know what this is. For everybody wondering, her and James are double teaming me. And every time they see me, they're going to remind me of this. So we're going to be seeing this often, I think. Yes, I get trolled by my own people. Who's your favorite chameleon? I'm going to have to say I love the Shamrock Chameleon, Kaluma O'Shaughnessy. They have become my favorite, and I want to do everything possible to establish them. And right now, they are in brumation. I'm keeping them in brumation. I think that was my mistake in the last year or two, is because I kept them warm. I didn't give them a brumation. And of course, I was being delicate with them and all such, but I'm letting them go into a brumation, and it's freaking me out. But I don't know why, because my Parsons, I don't care. Yeah, you just go in brumation. He's done it every year. So I need to just step back and let them go into brumation. And so that's what I'm doing this year. So hopefully in next spring is when I'll bring them out of brumation, and we'll get some mating. James Cross says, you think we could make a Parsons care sheet? You know, James, gosh darn it. Oh, Alamo 90. I've had my Latticeus lock up. Okay, we've got some carpet chameleon breeding. That is very good. And by the way, everybody, very soon I'm going to put up a presentation. I'm going to show you. We're going to go through memory lane a little bit and see what we've done here in the community. This 2024 has been an amazing year. We have done so much together. And so I'm going to give you a little slideshow of 2024, and then we'll talk about what's going on in 2025, what's coming up. I've already been planning it, and still a lot more planning to go. Woo! Nate is saying, I've tried to find stuff on it, talking about the locales of helmeted chameleon. Even if the visual difference is represented and not labeled, it would be cool to see. Yes, it would be. The best thing to do to see the differences is in Jan's book, Mountain Dragons. But yes, I know what you're saying. The thing is, for me to put together an official guide means I'm responsible for the information on there. So that's I'm going to have to go carefully. So, I think we need to make a Facebook group specifically for us viewers. Wayne Diabetes, we actually do have a group. And it's on the, what I keep talking about, the virtual campus. That is a group that is for us Chameleon Academy people. Now, it is a paid platform. And so there is a paid. The problem with Facebook is that it gets chaotic over there. And I am not going to take on managing a Facebook group. I've done that for many, many years, and I just can't. That is not a good not a positive thing in my life. But yes, the nice thing about having the virtual campus is that it's closed, and so we don't have people coming in who just want to cause trouble or disruption, and it's a much nicer atmosphere. So let's see, Kuna, are there still breeders of male chameleons out there? I think there was someone who bred them in Europe, but there's no breeding in the United States, and very, very rare. Their popularity, people would love it, but nobody's been able to reliably breed them. So it's strangely enough, because they should be easy to breed, but there's still more that we need to learn about why we've been having trouble. So all right. Let's gonna go and go through this. Justin's asking, is there a jeweled care sheet? Yes, there is. There is a Campani. First of all, Campani. And Ballistic says, am I still the only one needing to pack for Madagascar? No, I haven't packed yet. Oh, I am a bad example as to how everybody should be getting ready for Madagascar. Dan saying, so I learned Ambanjas aren't blue in the wild, and Burples definitely aren't in the wild. Is there any disadvantage of buying one of these? The big controversy is that they're crosses, but there's a segment of the population that really wants to call them pure Ambanjas. And the reason why this is controversial is because they were sold. Everybody is trying to keep these lines pure. And so we did the best we could to keep Ambanjas pure, but since there was no reliable labeling of the females that came in, they were mixed. And so yes, the Burples came in. They're incredible, but they are mixed. They're not Ambanjas. They're not wild type Ambanjas. They're just some mix of different Nosibe. I forget what the recipe is. Somebody figured out the recipe. So is there any disadvantage of buying one of these? No. If that's what you want, I mean, they're spectacular. So there's no disadvantage of buying them, other than the disadvantage is calling them Ambanja. I think that's the big problem, because they're not Ambanja. Yes, everybody thought they were Ambanja, and they were sold as Ambanja, and the people did their best to keep those lines pure with what we called Ambanja, but that wasn't Ambanja. So so that's what the big controversy is. And I don't know. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't think I think people should actually embrace that they're not Mbanja, and embrace that they are a special thing that we made in captivity, and call it something different, because the people buying them don't care if they're Mbanja or not. They just care that they're blue. So there's no reason to hold on to this idea that they're purebred Mbanja. But you know what? They're going to be doing some analysis, genetic analysis on the skins. And when that information comes out, then, I guess everybody can still fight over it. But as far as you're concerned, Dan, no, there's no disadvantage of buying one at all. As far as I can tell, they're healthy. We really haven't, I haven't seen any genetic drift or problem in panther chameleons. And besides, crosses would be more of a mix. So if you like the look of them, have at. Just I would say, please don't breed them with Ambanjas and say this is an Ambanja. I would love it if this generation could get away from that and just admit they're just blue. They're just Burple. Call them Burple. I don't care. Whatever. Sheesh. So, all right. A lot of people need care sheet for Parsons. Oh, hello, Lizzie 84, Genevieve. Wayne Abides is still waiting on my validation code. What do you mean by validation code? Is there a validation code? And oh, the good old Burple debate. Yeah, this is fun. Oh. So Matthew saying, Bill, I was watching a documentary on Madagascar the other day, and they were saying how the lemurs were suffering due to deforestation. Has this affected the chameleons? Absolutely. Absolutely. And right now, deforestation is the absolute biggest killer of chameleons. And I mean, CITES make sure that a number of chameleons coming out for the pet trade are not going to hurt the population. But it doesn't matter how we limit the pet trade if there's no trees for them to live on. And when I go to Madagascar, one of the things I'm going to send a video back and I'm going to show you is as we drive by miles and miles of rice fields, which are kind of nice until you realize those used to be forest, because things like Parsons chameleons, they can't adapt to shrubbery. Panther chameleons, they can adapt to anything. They can adapt to houses, bushes, trees, anything. But so the deep forest chameleons, they will go away if they lose their forest. Oh. So, all right, everybody, we are going to, let's see. I've seen panthers labeled as designer hybrid on Morph Market. That's a good name for them. That is a definitely good name for that. Dan saying, I'm currently housing my 3 helmeted chameleons together. Is this okay? No, it's not okay. They seem to be thriving in a screen cage. I'm building a bigger one for them. No, Dan, it's not okay. People have done it before, but no. We just have to stop this and just put our foot down and say no. So get different cages for them. They're helmeted chameleons are not as aggressive against each other as other chameleons are. And so some breeders will keep them together. But bottom line is that's not good for the chameleon. That's only good for the keeper because they want to keep more chameleons in a small space. And that's the wrong reason to do something. So make 3 cages. Make 3 cages. And it's, instead of, it doesn't need to be 24 by 24 by 48. If you want to make them 18 across by 24 by 48, that would be an incredible size cage. And if you could just do 3 18-inch in front, 24 by 48 across, then those would be incredible cages for them. Let's see. Wayne Abiz is waiting for his validation code in Circle. All right. Well, if there is a problem with validation, let me know, and I'll take care of it because Wayne Abiz would love to see you in there. Bill, can you bring me back a souvenir from Madagascar? I will actually be bringing back some fun stuff to give away at some of these live sessions. And this is something we'll talk about, but these live sessions that we're having on now are going to become more and more fun-filled, shall we say. And so part of it is I'm going to have regular giveaways. So, hello, Alicia. And I will bring things back from Madagascar to give away here. Dan says, I'll do that. And that's why I ask questions. I'm new to this. Yeah. And Dan, when I start saying we've got to stop this and all that, I'm not coming down on you. This is like talking to the community. So you are absolutely correct. You ask questions, and it's a very good question because when you go out there, you see a lot of people saying, oh, but you can keep helmeted chameleons together. And so, yes, you are absolutely correct to ask the question. And, it's, I have, the thing is, it's a complicated thing to describe. And so, some people say, yes, you can. And Bill says, no, you can't. Who do you trust? Well, if you go to my podcast, the Chameleon Academy podcast, I have a long episode explaining everything behind the no. And we don't have time here. I don't even have time on some videos don't have time on, but that's why I love the Chameleon Academy podcast. I do a podcast for those who don't know. Have been that's how I started 10 years ago. And in there, you can see an episode about cohabitation where I explain everything behind it, all the reasons why, because someone would come to me and say, well, Bill, they cohabitate just fine in the wild, right? And I say you're absolutely right. And so there is some point between having a small cage and having all of Kenya. Some point in there is the dividing line as to when you can cohabitate chameleons. And so I discussed where that dividing line is. And it is above the standard cage that we have. So that's why you get that kind of black and white, don't do it. But of course, everything, so much. It's so much fun to go through all this stuff. Bill's going to bring back mosquito bites from Madagascar. What the heck? Oh, I hope not, but I'm probably going to. Hello, Ann Timberlake. Very good to see you. So Steve Hefner says no leeches. Oh, yeah. So, all right. Thank you, M. Davis, for your super sticker. Appreciate. Hello, Nicholas Christian 27. Very good to see you here, and Happy New Year to you as well. And all right, I am going to just bring up our Let's see. All right, I'm going to bring up our 2024 year in review, and we're just going to take a look at where we've been. The thing is, we have done so much as a community here that if you remember way back at the beginning of the year, let's see if let's say way back at the beginning of the year, you all remember the vlog. At the end of January, I said I am going to do a vlog, a daily vlog. And I did little over 52 episodes. Every day there was something, either had videos or I had the live or whatever. And these things, if you all remember, these launched at 5 a.m. Pacific every day. And I did them as premieres, which means that there's a live chat. And you can see there's part of the picture to the right. That's example. There was a live chat with every episode. And the Illuminati would be there every morning. I was wondering who in the world would be there. And you know what? I had some very special people be there. And it became such a cool thing to start the day off with this chameleon touch point. Now, and yeah, Nate says, I love the vlog so much. Lizanne says, I love the vlogs too. That was a good time. And I loved it. It took so much of my time. I wasn't able to do anything else, but I remember that time so fondly. I loved it so much to be able to do a daily vlog. And if I could make that my job, I would give you guys a daily vlog, and I'll just keep it going because that was so much fun. Unfortunately, I can't have that as the only thing I do with my life, at least not now. So I'm going to, I will probably in the future, I will do like vlogs on a small scale. And in fact, after I get back, probably starting in February, I'm going to have a daily vlog for 2 weeks. And this is going to be, I'm going to have a daily vlog as to what we did in Madagascar. And so I won't be able to edit and launch it while I'm in Madagascar. So I'm going to have to save it for when I come back. But then I'm going to be doing a daily journal when I get back, and you can, I'll be here and we can all go through each day together as if it was going day to day. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So let's see. One of the times when I had its place, Bill, I feel like the vlog was one of these times when the community grew stronger. It was with the vlog that the Chameleon Academy community really took off. And it really was a bonding and strengthening moment, and that laid the seeds for everything that came afterwards. And Alicia says, I must have missed the vlogs. Yeah, Alicia, it was at the end of January. And in fact, you can go to my channel and you can go back. I have a playlist that is the vlog. So you can go back and you can relive all of those. And if you turn on the comments, you can see all of the premiere chat. So you can relive that. Let's see. Nick says, if anyone uses grass for their baby enclosures, make sure you stay on top of trimming it. Spending my New Year's building and redoing baby bio enclosures. Yes. Hey, Wayne Abides, I'm not sure. Yeah, Wayne Abides, I'm going to, if you guys, anybody wants to join the Chameleon Academy virtual campus, I am about to put a link in the, well, unfortunately, it's going to be in the YouTube chat. Instagram doesn't allow me to put links. So Wayne Abides, go ahead and see that link down there that I just put in. And honestly, it is, I admit it is difficult. I haven't put an official landing page for it. So if you go on my website on chameleonacademy.com and scroll down to where it says Patreon, it'll take you to the community, the secret community. It's a speakeasy. So you got to know the secret way to get in. Now, that's not a great way to grow my community. So I'm going to have to fix that. And that's part of something that's coming on. That is something that is coming in next year. So Genevieve says, anyone know of any male Jacksonite Maramontanus out there? Rainbow. When you say, Genevieve, Rainbow is the Machacos Hills. And so if somebody says Rainbow, they're going to be saying Machacos Hill. You know what? I got to do this. There we go. Sorry, give me a second, everybody. There we go. All right, we are back. But yeah, you're going to have a difficult time finding Marus. I do not believe there's any Marus in the United States. All right. Let's see. M. Davis says it got some backgrounds from Pet Backdrops Bill. Great products if anyone's looking. A few more days so they can air out from the glue. Can't wait to finish. Yes. The petbackdrops.com is a great place to get backdrops for your cages. Love them. So, all right, let's look at what else we have done in 2024. And one really fun thing that we did is we started the DIY Chameleon Guys. And this was started on February 14th of this year. And this is where you get that character, James Cross. Got him every week on Wednesday at 5 a.m. Pacific. And we would build something different, DIY something different every week, from cages to drainage trays to even setting up an Instagram account. So, and we had all sorts of guests on. Mikey came on and talked to us about 3D printing. Stephanie came on, showed her this cage she made out of this cabinet she found in the trash. The Marsha Ann came on and showed us how to. She makes. Where is it? Where's it? I have my. Where's my? Gosh, I had my feeder right here. She makes those resin feeder run cups. Matthew Gallup came on and told us how to propagate plants, and Eliza Ann showed us how to make T-shirts. So we just have been having a grand old time with the community coming on, and just doing things. And so we're probably we're going to be talking about it in Madagascar. Me and James are going to have an off-site retreat in Madagascar and plan what the next year sounds like and looks like. So let's see. And next, this was something. Pretty significant. Is I launched a digital course for chameleon people. And this is hunting microscopic chameleon parasites. This course teaches you, assuming you know nothing, and you start from ground zero, and we build it. We tell you all about parasites, all about microscopes, how to shop for a microscope, how to work a microscope, how to get a fecal sample, how to look through the microscope and find parasites, the different kind of parasites that you have, the different medicines that you can do, and then how to do quarantine and disinfect, essentially everything you need to be effective in figuring out if your chameleon has parasites. And the reason why we like to do this is because usually people don't know that the chameleon has parasites until they see some external signs. And those signs are once it gets to that point, the infection is so far along. So when you're doing your own fecals, you can catch a parasitic infection before it gets anywhere near noticeable by the chameleon. And so that's what we have here. This digital course, it's community powered, meaning that there's a forum that you can talk with your fellow students, alumni, me, the instructor. And so it's a nice comprehensive course to give you the level up your skill in chameleon keeping. And if you want to join this course, it is on the professional course platform. It is $80. And you can purchase it by going to chameleonacademy.com, my website. And there's a big banner that says click here. And that's how you can find it. And then once you're in there, you can ask your questions. See, the thing about this course, I like about this course and the way I've set it up, is it's not one of these things that you just go and you take in a vacuum. You go and every single one of those lessons has a comment section that if you've got questions on that lesson, you type in the comments, and then within 24 hours, I'm replying. If you want to go to the forum and watch the case studies of the alumni who put down, they share what they're doing out in the real world and saying, okay, do we see anything in there? So you learn real world application as you're going through the actual course. And it's worked out really well. And so, okay, let's see. Marsha Ann says the Parasite course is worth twice the price. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's very cool. And the thing is, when you buy it, you now get any subsequent updates. So you're there, you get it for as long as the course exists. And I'm continually building it out. And of course, there's a PDF book. Now, I printed it out, so you don't get a print version. Maybe one day I will make a print version available, but this is the PDF that you get. So there's something that you are able to go through and reference that has, I mean, it's essentially your textbook for the course. There's your IDs. for parasites. And so it's really meant to be the course that will help you level up your husbandry. So let's see. Yeah, if everybody's looking to go to Madagascar, don't go through Nairobi. Do not take Kenyan Airways. Air France is the way to go. All right. Let's go on to the next thing that we did. Okay, yes, this is what we've been talking about. We got our own community. This is one thing that I was able to do with the course. I was able to establish a professional course community platform, and so we have a virtual campus, which it's a combination of forum and courses, and there's a lecture hall. So we've had guest lecturers. Dr. Michael Lash came and he talked to us about protozoa. So this is the kind of thing that is really niche, but if you're interested in parasites, this is invaluable knowledge. And we've had people come. I mean, Dean Missimer came and talked to us about breeding grasshoppers. Jonathan Hill talked to us about coccidia in panther chameleons. Dr. Rob Koch came and spoke to us. So this is a small live session. It's like this, except you get to be in the community or in the live session yourself. It's like a Zoom call. So that's what we do on our virtual campus, and you get to talk to these people that are wonderful to talk to every day, and it's kind of cool. Now, the virtual campus is $10 a month. It is on a platform, so a paid platform. But the nice thing about it is, since we pay for it, we get to control it. It's not like Facebook where you can lose your account at any time for any reason. It's stable, and that's a real problem with Facebook. You just, not only do you get people who just want to disrupt what you're doing, you can lose your account at any time. So I just didn't want to. I don't feel good about investing in these other platforms. I feel very good and safe investing in this virtual campus. And so there's a very special thing that we've been able to create this year. Very happy about that. Hello, Ruthless. Let's see. Okay. I'm going through the the chat here. Let's see what's going on. Marshann says, I went through the course last week and it was a great reference. Marshann, did you get to see the coccidia profile? I really updated that one. Pretty proud about that. I want to do that for the nematodes. And let's just go. All right. So there's a lot of chatting going on, and I'm just going through. I love it. I love that people are having good time together. Let's see, Mikey says, the amount of fecals I've done covered my microscope and additional exams from the lab. They're talking about the course, and really, this is true. Once you start doing your own fecals, you end up saving so much money. But I would say the real benefit is that number one, that there's a parasite problem before your chameleon starts showing signs that there's a parasite problem. Number two, when you're actually treating the parasite, you want 3 negative fecals before you consider yourself free of the parasite. Well, you don't have to take them to the vet. You just do it yourself. And you can literally see the parasite disappearing in each of the fecals. It's very cool. So I encourage the world to do this. So Oh, wait a minute. Boo, boo, boo. Mike is asking, will Dr. Coke be on in 2025? He's such a great guest. I am hoping, I am thinking he will be if I have anything to do with it. Now, he just started a private practice, and so he's very busy. So whether he actually comes back, we'll see. But I definitely have him in mind for another lecture. Oh. Yeah, I got to tell you. Let's see. Are you part of Reptile Army? I do not know Reptile Army. So I don't know if I'm probably not. Probably not if that's the case. Bob says might be worth the Kenyan flight to see Jackson's chameleons. Okay. That was a temptation of mine, but just remember you need a yellow fever vaccination if you go outside the airport in Nairobi. Madagascar will say, "Whoops, you came from a yellow fever area." All right. No, I am not part of Brian Barczyk's Reptile Army. And I've met Dingo, but I don't have, he was not part of doing anything with the chameleon community. Great guy. Met him at Animal Con. Have a picture of him. So, all right. Something else that we did that was really not expected is I ended up starting another channel to talk about getting doing things on YouTube and how to do YouTube to try to help people in the reptile community build YouTube channel. And somehow my live session turned into baking cookies with YouTubers. And so this was a lot of fun. On Sunday evenings, we would have some YouTuber come in, and of course, when I found the pickle cookie, I had to have Adam Wickens on, and that was a real interesting one. And it wasn't as bad as people would think. In fact, it was pretty good. But I will tell you that one cookie was the one that everybody had to try, and that was one of the more fun of these. But of course, the Christmas cookies with Annalise and able to do a chameleon. That's an O'Shaughnessy chameleon, by the way, if anybody is wondering what kind of chameleon that is. But we are going to start this back up. When I get back from Madagascar, we are going to be doing these cookies again because I've got a list of cookies that I would love to bake, and I'm just going to have to find people to come on who want to do those with me. So we're going to see. So let's see. Here we go. Okay. Madagascar is getting real, huh, guys? Yeah, Madagascar is getting really real. It's next Monday, and I haven't packed yet. I'm still saying, Delta, are you sure that an hour, 25 minutes is enough of a layover to get me to my next flight? They say, sure. ChatGPT says, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm getting a little bit nervous there. All right. Let's see. DJ's asking, is anyone working hard at breeding Mellors? I do not believe that there are any unrelated pairs of Mellors in the United States. There is some going on in Europe. I think that there was a clutch just hatched in Europe, but not here. And unfortunately, Tanzania is closed. And I don't think Mozambique is actively sending anything out. So it's going to be maybe a long time before we see Mellor again. So, hello, Craig. Yes, I hope we have a great time too. Yeah. Let's see. Oh boy, Clark Kathleen has a lot of questions about chameleons. Do you know anything about Parsons chameleons? Yes, I do. And how good of a pet are they? They are a great pet if you have enough space for it and enough money. Everything, they are a hardy chameleon, but everything they need is much bigger and expensive than everything else. And so to be successful with a Parsons chameleon, make sure everything is bigger. And that's usually more expensive, and people generally don't have the space or the money. And so that's you make sure you have both of those to have a Parsons. Is it true the Parsons are the biggest chameleon? Well, chameleon nerds will argue that till they're blue in the face, but I would say, practically speaking, yes. Hey, Dark Morph, good to see you here. Why are Nosy Bay panthers called Nosy Bay? Because they come from Nosy Bay. Nosy means island, and Bay is the name of the island. And so in Madagascar, there's an island called Bay. And so they are Nosy Bay panther chameleons. So let's see. Starlink. No, nobody's got Starlink. You know what? Verizon actually has very good connection with across much of Madagascar. For the first half of Madagascar, we are going to be in a pretty good situation with internet connection. And in the last 4 days, it's going to be really tough. But such is life. Let's see. All right, let's see. We'll go on to, all right. So this is talking about, this is what the virtual campus looks like. And so when you're inside the virtual campus, we have different forums, and we talk about parasites, we talk about chameleons, DIY projects, and that's where I'm able to share chameleon news. And so it's a lot of fun hanging out with everybody. So let's see. Don't want to crash your all you guys discussing what. Okay, there's something going on over there in the chat. I won't be able to review that until a little bit later. Parsons chameleons come from Madagascar. Let's see. And let's go into what those are the memories from 2024. And of course, we had our 6-hour live session at the beginning of December, which was epic. A lot of fun hanging out. And so let's go into what's going on with, and by the way, if anybody else has some memories from 2024 that you really enjoyed, put it in the chat. I'd love to hear about it. This is, let's see, is that a male brevicorn? This is actually a male Caluma crypticum, which is so similar to brevicorn that it's very easy to confuse them. But that is until you bring a female around. And when a crypticum sees the female, the front legs get absolutely blue. It's amazing. They are an amazing species. But this is something that is new, that we'll be doing a Chameleon Academy trip to Madagascar for people in the Chameleon Academy. And so if you're part of this community, you want to go see Madagascar, I said, okay, let's do it. And so we planned it. This Madagascar, the trip is going to cover as many, I tried to do it, cover as many of the species that are imported, so we can feel what it's like to be where they are. And this is going to take us into down south to Ranamafana, and where the ring-tailed lemurs are, and as far as east as to where we get to the southernmost tip of where panther chameleons are. So that's where our trip is going to be. And I've got enough people wanting to sign up for 2026. So this looks like we're going to be doing a 2026 trip again. We'll be talking about that on February. So let's see. Let's see. Ty says, this 2024 was the year that I went looking for a live webcam of chameleons and found the Academy and ended up, holy heck, on a bucket list trip. Yeah, that was, oh, I remember that. Yes. Yes. And yeah, you really, really leveled up in your involvement. So, let's see. Renee wants to breed Aurora. Aurora is a female panther chameleon that many people here have seen on the beginning, on the opening of. I used to have some intro music, and so we saw a lot of Aurora in the intro music. So James has said, nothing like pressure for the next season. Y'all better start writing down some ideas for us. Yeah, if you guys want to see things that for James and I to build on camera, or for him to build and for me to try to build, you give us some ideas. Go ahead, write them down. We'll be talking about all those kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. And so yes, we Chameleon Academy will now have Madagascar trips for as long as people want to go. And yeah, I'd like to do a dry season trip. Want to see how. The question is, how easy will it be for me to get a group going for the dry season? It's those will have to be the ultimate chameleon nerds, to where we want to go see where chameleons maybe aren't. So that'll be a fun type of trip. So, let's see. All right. Next is, I'm going to be doing an entire website restructure. When the website made sense when I launched it at the end of 2019. And since then, it has more than doubled in size, and now it's a little bit difficult to navigate. And so, yes. And so you're going to be seeing in 2025, I'll be totally restructuring the website. I'm actually getting a consultant in to help me, because I you know what, when you spend time creating content, it's really hard to spend time managing that content. So I'm just going to get some help. We're going to restructure the website, give it some search functions, put things where it needs to be so we can actually find it. And I'm going to be updating a lot. I'm going to start at the beginning, and I'm going to be updating the things. It was like 5 years ago that this website was released. And so there's been some things that have changed. Not a lot's changed, but there's been some changes in the way I want to present the information. And so I'm going to be doing that with you. Every year or every week, we are going to have a topic, and it's going to be something that I want to update on the website. And you are going to get a newsletter Monday morning. We will maybe talk about it Tuesday. I don't know. We'll probably just have a fun fact on Tuesday, and then Wednesday or Thursday, I'll probably have or Thursday, I'll have a video on the subject. And then on Saturday, we're going to have an educational live show. And so it's like this, and you guys have seen some of the lives. Let's see, where is it? So there we go. So you saw like last week where I did a live, and it's like this. I have the slideshow here where I present things, and we can ask questions. And so what this allows me to do is to update the website. And so you can read the website, you can get an idea of the topic from the newsletter, and then watch the video. And then on Saturday, after all of that, we can come and we can talk about it. And the thing I like about that is, instead of asking simple questions about what do you mean by this. You will have read the newsletter. You would have read the post, the update on the website. You would have seen a video on it. And so when it comes to the Saturday discussion, we can start having a deeper discussion on that particular topic. And this is what Chameleon Academy is all about, is us discussing the topic. There's so much in chameleon herpetoculture that we still have to figure out. And so much of what I do is just telling you what we know already. And once you have that base, you can start helping us figure things out. I mean, supplementation, hydration, feeding, there's just so much that we need to learn. And the only way for us to crowdsource it and use all of the minds that we have in this community is to bring everybody up to the level of where we are. And so that's what the Chameleon Academy does. I want to bring everybody up to the level of what we know already, and then set you loose. How are we going to make this better? How are we going to figure things out? So that is what's coming up in 2025. And I'll start this in February. How soon in February I start this really depends on in what condition I return from Madagascar. So those on the newsletter, I will keep you apprised. And let's see. James, there was a quick blog with Bill. I didn't save it. It's one of his regular episodes where he put a 5 head in and was blowing fog all over the place. All right. This is what happens when I come in the middle of something. I don't get the context of everything when I'm looking in the chat, and that's okay. That is okay. And then finally, my friends, let's see if I bring this up everywhere. 2025 is actually the 10th anniversary of the Chameleon Academy outreach. It was, 9 years ago, but in next year, it will have been 10 years ago. It was in 2015 that I started the Chameleon Academy podcast. And there has been an enormous amount of growth and so much that has gone on in the last 10 years. And we need to celebrate it. And so I am going to, working with my Illuminati, which one of them is here? That's Eliza Ann. She got us all to pretend like we were chameleons. And so that's what this picture is. And I'm going to be working on setting up an in-person meetup. And I'm going to be looking to see if we can do it at Clint's Reptile Room. And that would be a very cool place. And so I'm working out how we could do that. But it's nice. It's in Utah. It's a center of the United States. Mikey Ben says he's coming from Canada, and so it's kind of a central area. It's a nice place. So I'm going to see if I can make that happen. Let's see. Do human chameleons, Eliza Ann says. Yeah. So when we're looking back, we look back on 2024 and the things, this has been a incredible year. A lot has happened. And all those things that we went through, all of those things, my years are not usually that packed with achievements. And I'm really, really happy with how far we have come. And I think that something that's really cool is going into the 10th anniversary. We've just laid down the foundation. There is so much for us to grow, to continue building out the virtual campus, to bring on more lecturers, to totally redo the website. And of course, with that comes some of these care guides that we still need to put together, that I still need to put together but with the help of the community. This is, once again, Chameleon Academy is not about me. It's about all the people in the community who have added in their information and their knowledge. So we are here at 10 years, and we have so much further to go. And I'm just so grateful to have all of you who have come with me and who are making this an incredible time. There's so much of what we are right now is because of you and what you have built. The community, the virtual campus, is because of you, the community. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you who have made this such a special journey. So it's coming to the end of 2024. Anybody has any last things to say, last memories, or what would you like to do in 2025? Let's talk. What things do you have coming up? And let me know. Let me know, and we'll close this off in a couple of minutes. Captain Clark, you've got a lot of questions about chameleons. Yeah, come back on another. This was kind of a looking back on what we've gone through in the community, and so come on back the next time we have a live. It will be a little while because there's Madagascar coming up, but a lot of your questions would be a lot of fun. You can go through some videos, and you'll find a lot there. But yeah, come back, and I'll happily go through all sorts of chameleon questions. This is just more of this is not a standard episode. This is the end of the year, so it's kind of have more presentation than anything. But yes, come back and ask those questions, and we will go through all of them. So let's see. All right, going through the last comments here. And okay. All right. Ann Timberlake is asking about a weak chameleon brewmating. Yeah, they don't typically brewmate. They will stay in they will dig themselves into a pot, but they'll generally come out. Yeah, the chameleon forums would be a good place if you just want to talk about things, or on Facebook, the Chameleon Enthusiast is a good group. See you later, Dan. Let's see, Wayne BD says, for my 2025, I would really like to get my wife to at least understand the passion that these animals and microfauna bring to me. She gets it, I think, but I don't think she understands. Wayne BD's, yeah, spouses sometimes get interested. Sometimes they just say, okay, well, it makes them happy, and so I'm okay with that. And then sometimes all of a sudden something changes, like what happened with Yvette, and all of a sudden now she's got more reptiles than me. So it's always fun dealing with the relationships, and sometimes it's tricky. So yeah, I understand that. And Mason's Turtles is here. Mason, it's very good to see you. Yeah, Mason's got a turtle channel, and it's been good seeing him on my how to do YouTube type stuff. And we're, by the way, if you all are interested at all in starting YouTube or social media or things like that, I did start another channel where we're going to be talking about starting doing this social media outreach, as well as I'm going to be showing people how to do live sessions. And so if you have aspirations for being online, especially about doing live sessions like I do now, then starting in February, once again, depending upon what condition I am when I come back from Madagascar, in February, I'm going to be doing more tutorial episodes, and I will have a more private community where we can talk. If you really want to be serious about it, there will be an opportunity for that. And so with that, I will say, Mikey Ben says, please hit that like button. Thank you very much. Yes, please hit the like button, the last one for 2024. And Bob says, you've been an amazing resource of Chameleons, Bill. Look forward to what you bring in 2025 and meeting you in 2026. Yep, Bob is Bob looks like he wants to sign up for the 2026 Madagascar trip. So yes, people are starting to sign up. I don't have a list yet, but in February, we'll be talking about it a lot. See, Eliza Ann says, my darling husband is too logical when it comes to chameleons, so he's kind of a muggle too. I love him dearly. Yes, we talk about muggles here. And February 15th is Wayne Beatty's birthday, so I hope to hear it in the Saturday stream. It's Saturday 15th. Okay, well, Wayne Beatty's, if you are there on Saturday, February 15th, we'll wish you a happy birthday. But make sure you remind me. I have no idea what condition I'm going to be in when I get back from Madagascar. So, all right, everybody. I want to say thank you very much for joining me here. It's been wonderful. Have a great last hours of 2024, and keep track of what's going on YouTube. And there will be live sessions from the forests of Madagascar. I'll be showing you chameleons as we see them. You can ask questions, and we will have. I'm going with a cast of characters, so I can tell you it'll be entertaining. So, thank you everyone very much, and I'll see you later.